Welcome to another B2 First ESL-lounge reading lesson video. Today we will be reading about 4 artists and their creative inspiration to explore the different philosophies that drive their work. Let's begin with some vocabulary. Catalyst. A person or thing that causes a change or event to happen. Ceaseless, constant and unending. Elemental. Relating to or embodying the basic forces of nature. Excavation. The action of digging, especially an archaeological site. Explicitly. In a clear and detailed manner, leaving no room for confusion or doubt. Introspective, involving examination of your own thoughts and feelings. Meditative. Relating to or absorbed in deep thought. Mystic. A person who seeks by contemplation to obtain unity with, or knowledge of the absolute or the spiritual. Serene. Calm, peaceful, and untroubled. Stark. Severe or bare in appearance, unpleasantly clear. Unsettling. Causing a feeling of anxiety or uneasiness, disturbing. Vibrant. Full of energy and life. Great. Now you know the key words, let's read the texts. You are going to read 4 explanations from artists about their inspiration. Read them carefully to understand each artist's philosophy and creative process. Afterwards, you will answer 10 questions to check your understanding of each explanation. Okay, let's start with text A. Maria Petrova, the urban documentarian. My studio is on the 16th floor, overlooking the ceaseless ebb and flow of the city, and that is where my art is born. I am not interested in painting serene landscapes or bowls of fruit. My focus is the urban environment in all its chaotic, messy, and vibrant glory. I am fascinated by the patterns of human movement, the architectural geometry of skyscrapers, and the way sunlight reflects off glass and steel at different times of day. My great-uncle was a famous architect, which perhaps explains my interest. Some critics see my work as cold or impersonal, but I see it as a deeply honest portrait of modern existence. For me, the city itself is a massive living organism, and my work is an attempt to capture a single heartbeat of that creature on canvas. It is a collaboration between my paintbrush and the pavement. End of text A. Let's continue. David Henson, the political commentator. I firmly believe that art must have a purpose beyond mere decoration. It must engage with the pressing social and political issues of our time. I studied political science at university before I went to art school. My work is a direct response to the news headlines and the injustices I see in the world. I use stark, often unsettling imagery to provoke a reaction from the viewer, to force them to confront difficult realities about society that they might otherwise prefer to ignore. My inspiration is not beauty, but tension. It comes from the friction between power and powerlessness, between what is said and what is left unsaid. Of course, this approach is not always popular. My art is not designed to be comfortable or easy to look at, and it certainly is not created to match someone's furniture. Its function is to be a catalyst for conversation and debate. End of text B. Let's continue. Corey Graham, the memory weaver. My creative process always begins with a fragment of the past. It might be a faded family photograph, a line from a half-remembered childhood song, or the specific scent of my grandmother's kitchen. For me, art is a form of archaeology, an excavation of personal and collective memory. I am interested in how the past continues to live within the present, shaping our identities and relationships in ways we are not always conscious of. My paintings are layered with symbols and ghostly images that are not meant to be read as a clear narrative, but rather to evoke a feeling or a distant echo of a past experience. It is a deeply introspective process, and my hope is that my work encourages viewers to explore their own personal histories. I tend to work late at night when the house is quiet. End of text C. Let's continue. Helen Chase, the natural mystic. I cannot create in a studio. My inspiration is found exclusively in the wild, untamed landscapes of the natural world. I spend weeks at a time hiking and camping in remote areas, simply observing. I am drawn to the elemental forces, the immense power of the ocean, the silent patience of an ancient forest, the subtle shift of light across a mountain range. My favorite season for this is the autumn. My work is an attempt to translate these profound, almost spiritual experiences into form and color. I am not trying to paint a realistic picture of a place, but rather to capture the emotional essence of being in that place. It is a meditative practice. Nature has its own rhythms and logic, and my art is a humble attempt to listen to it and reflect its deep, quiet wisdom. Okay, time for a few questions to check your understanding. Question 1. Which artist finds inspiration in the tensions and conflicts within society? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. David Henson. The text says his inspiration comes from the friction between power and powerlessness, which is a way of describing social tension. Question 2. Which artist states that their work is a reflection of their own internal world? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. Corey Graham. The text describes the work as a deeply introspective process, which means it involves examining one's own internal thoughts and feelings. Question 3. Which artist aims to capture the atmosphere of a place rather than its precise appearance? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is D. Helen Chase. The text says the artist is not trying to paint a realistic picture, but rather to capture the emotional essence of being in that place. Question 4. Which artist sees their art as a way to make people think about important current events? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. David Henson. The text says that art must engage with the pressing social and political issues of our time. Question 5. Which artist explains that their work is based on things they can recall from their past? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. Corey Graham. The text says the creative process always begins with a fragment of the past. Question 6. Which artist describes their main subject as a dynamic, living entity? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is A. Maria Petrova. The text says, the city itself is a massive, living organism. Question 7. Which artist states their work is not designed to be comfortable home decor? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. David Henson. The text clearly states that the art certainly is not created to match someone's furniture. Question 8. Which artist explicitly rejects traditional artistic subjects in their work? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is A. Maria Petrova. The text says, I am not interested in painting serene landscapes or bowls of fruit, which are examples of traditional artistic subjects. Question 9. Which artist needs to be physically present in a specific type of environment to create? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is D. Helen Chase. The text says my inspiration is found exclusively in the wild, untamed landscapes. Question 10. Which artist is likely to be found working when most others are not? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. Corey Graham. The text says, I tend to work late at night when the house is quiet, which is a time when most people are not working. Let's quickly summarize the lesson. On this screen you can review the main points of the text and the key vocabulary. Finally, here are a few discussion questions. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this ESL Lounge video. Don't forget to subscribe for more lessons, and we'll see you in the next one.